Marketing and advertising can be complicated. What's most important?
What should I focus on?
Direct marketing?
Email campaigns?
Social media?
Cold calling?
With Marketing Atlas, you'll have a clear guide to get more leads, close more sales, and take your business to the next level. Welcome to Marketing Atlas.
Marketing Atlas.
Marketing Atlas.
With your host, Hernan Vasquez.
So here's how to turn an unprofitable campaign into a profitable one. In other words, how to stop throwing away the baby with the bathwater. Hey everybody, welcome to this piece of content. I hope that everyone is doing really well. I hope that you can see me okay, and I hope that you can hear me all right. We're going live into many platforms right now, and I hope that everyone is doing really well. Today, what I want to tell you guys about is how we are turning unprofitable campaigns or unprofitable marketing machines or unprofitable sales funnels, and how we're turning them into profitable campaigns and profitable machines and profitable sales funnels by actually tweaking some things. And here's the good news. The good news is that if you have an unprofitable campaign, or if you have an unprofitable funnel, or things don't seem to be working for you, this piece of content will help you actually understanding why things are not working. And by the way, this is something that I learned from Frank Kern. I was blessed enough to work with him for 3.5 years. I was his main ad guy, and I was doing a lot of his advertising coaching, specifically on Facebook ads, and it was a lot of fun. And something that I learned from him is that you can actually isolate the variables of any single marketing machine or any single funnel. And instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, instead of trying to rebuild the whole thing, you can actually see what's working and what's not working, okay? So for instance, one of the funnels that we used to run a lot and we still run at ScaleDriven.com for our clients are acquisition funnels. Acquisition funnels are funnels that you will build to actually acquire customers at a break-even or better position. In fact, it was Myron Golden the other day on my Instagram feed, and he was like, we are in the business of acquiring customers. Apple is in the business of acquiring customers. Facebook is in the business of acquiring customers. Pretty much any company is in the business of acquiring customers. Apple is not in the business of the iPhone or the iPad or whatever, right? Because you can build the best phone in the world, but if nobody buys it, you don't have a business. So we're all in the business of acquiring customers. And that made me think, right? And one of the best ways to acquire customers is by building an acquisition funnel. In fact, most of the big names out there that I work with, they have some sort of acquisition funnel. For instance, if you see Russell Brunson's Traffic Secrets or Expert Secrets or .com Secrets or the new No BS letter that he just acquired from Dan Kennedy, he bought the company. Those are all acquisition funnels, right? The main point of an acquisition funnel is to spend $1 on advertising and get $1 or more back, while at the same time you're acquiring customers and sales and all that good stuff. If you see Grant Cardone's 10X rule, if you see Tony Robbins' book, any type of book, Dean Graciosi's books, for instance, book funnels work really well as acquisition funnels. And one of the things that, again, we do at ScaleDriven.com is when a client comes to us with a marketing machine, with a funnel, with something that it might be working, but they want to scale or might be flat out failing, what we do is we kind of take a look at the different steps of that funnel. And we don't throw away the entire funnel. We just fix the things that are not working. And here's the good news. You can do the same for your company, whatever it is that you're selling. So one of the things that we do, for instance, is let's say that you're paying a lot per click, or you're paying a lot of money to get a visitor to your website, or the CTR on your ads is pretty low. We don't just go ahead and scrap the whole funnel. What we do is we fix the ads with better copy, better images, better videos, right? So we fix the ads so that we can get more people clicking on those ads. That's the first thing. Then let's say that you have a funnel and a lot of people are visiting that order page, but not a lot of people are buying. Well, we don't throw away the whole thing. We don't say, well, this doesn't work. What we do is we fix that order page. It can be by adding some elements to it. It might be by adding some testimonials to it, or it might be by changing the offer and making it better, right? So the idea is to tweak the offer page and not to throw away the entire thing. Now, let's say that you got to a point where you cannot scale past a certain figure. Let's say that whenever you try to scale over $10,000 worth on advertising every single month, you start losing money on that funnel. Well, the way you remediate that is by increasing the lifetime value and the average order value of a customer. Why? Because let's say that on that specific funnel, your average order value for a customer was $100. Now that will give you, and that will have a threshold when it comes to scale, because you can only pay $100 to acquire a $100 buyer, right? Unless you are willing and ready and you have the guts to float money every time you have a new customer. But let's say that you don't, and let's say that I want to keep things at break even or better, which is completely fine. Then what you need to do is to increase the average order value, is to increase how much a customer is worth to you. And the way you do that is by actually adding better upsells to your funnel, or increasing the prices of your upsells, or maybe adding a downsell or tweaking what the page say, the OTOs, the one-time upsells, the one-time offers, or the upsells say, so that you can actually increase the value of a customer. Now, if your value of a customer, for your average order value goes from $100 to $120, now you can spend up to $20 more. You can spend up to $120 to acquire a customer. So that will unlock more scale. The way we like to do it at Scale Driven is we scale to a certain point, and then we see what type of metrics we get on the client's funnel. Then if the numbers hold, then we scale to the next point, and then we check. If at that point we're starting to see that, the metrics are not there, we tweak the funnel, and then we make sure that that works, and then we scale to the next level and the next level and the next level. So you scale and you tweak, you scale and you tweak, you scale and you tweak. Now note that I never said anything about throwing away the funnel or throwing away the baby with the bathwater. We don't throw anything away. We, as entrepreneurs, we think that, okay, I'm going to rebuild this whole thing so that it will give me better results. And sometimes it's much easier, much easier to isolate the different steps of the funnel and just focus on fixing that. Just focus on fixing your ads or your opt-in page or your order page, or maybe your webinar consumption rate. Or maybe if you get a lot of people reaching an application page, but they're not going through the next step, try figuring out and fixing the application page instead of trying to rebuild the whole thing. I heard Russell Brunson say something like this. He was comparing how we entrepreneurs, we're like script players, or we're like putting together like a Broadway play, right? And if you think about it, on a Broadway play, there's a lot of work involved. There's a lot of work from, the script. You have a person that spends months, sometimes years, writing a script. Then you have performers and actors that are rehearsing that script day in and day out until it's perfect. And then you have people from clothing to the scenery. You have all of these things, right? And it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to put together such a play. And we as entrepreneurs, what we do is we do the play, we rehearse the play, we write the script, and then we build everything. And then once that's done, we say, okay, this was a lot of fun. Let's build another script, or let's create another play from scratch. And what Broadway people or Hollywood people or this type of people do is now they say, okay, well, this is a killer, this is a banger, this is a great play. Let's just take it on the road. So they do the same over and over and over again. And now they're out there in different cities and whatnot. So instead of rewriting the whole thing, instead of rebuilding the whole thing, instead of, just closing down the curtain and then trying to work on the next script and whatnot, or the next thing, just try to fix these different steps of your funnel. And that is a much more conducive of performance, a much more conducive of success way of approaching these things. And it's not that I am saying that. I just, mentioned Frank Kern and Russell Brunson and those guys that are infinitely more successful and smarter than I am. So if they're doing it, who am I to say, well, let's not do that. Let's rework the whole thing. Okay, so I hope that this is helpful. If you want to learn how we're doing this for clients, if you want to learn how we're launching campaigns for clients, what type of campaigns we're launching, how to actually evaluate the performance of each step of the funnel. If you want to get access to a community of people that will support you, if you want to get access to a monthly coaching call with me, if you want to get access to Q&A and a monthly campaign breakdown where we kind of crack open the ad manager, we crack open the funnels, and we take a look at what's working right now, go ahead and take a look at nobsadvertising.club. That is nobsadvertising.club. It's not .com, it's .club. nobsadvertising.club. And you will be able to take a look at that. We also added $10,000 worth of bonuses, just as a thank you for you joining. It's a membership site, no long-term commitment, and there's a lot of value in there. I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll talk to you guys soon.